Now my structure and my parts both exist together as they are meant to in DFR. Now let's say if I want to pull the information out, I can do an export. So I'm going to go to the export manager. We're going to do a classification export because I would like to see maybe how many categories I have. So I want to export this and be able to go into the Excel file and see exactly how many categories I have, or the attribute count, or maybe I just want the structure because my team's going to work on tweaking it a little bit. So I'm going to say classification. I will be naming this. So this is going to be the name that we just saw on the previous screen. So it makes it simple to go back and see who pulled what and what it was. I'm also going to name it here because this is where I'm going to find it on my computer. I'm going to stick with an Excel, although we do have other formats. I will say next. Okay, so these we're going to go through a few windows with a lot of confusing information. So basically what this is the attribute group selection. I can go ahead and export full attribute groups. The attribute status, if I want to only pull specific attributes in a specific status, like if I only want to see all of my approved, then I would select this. Individual, I actually really like this one. You can go through your categories and pull all of the information under AC response, for example, without exporting all of the other attributes. Though the tricky thing here is if you do not choose anything, DFR will assume everything. So it'll export all of the attribute statuses, the attribute groups, and any attributes that are actually on the category. Okay, say next. Now I'm going to choose what part of the structure I actually want to see. So I know I was in sample load. You can type this up here as well. I'm just going to go down and let's go down here, and let's say I would like controllers and relays. Notice I don't have to choose everything. So now, as the same thing on the previous screen, I can choose categories in a specific status, or I can choose category attribute statuses. So it does get a little bit more technical, but as I mentioned earlier, if I choose nothing, it assumes everything. So we're going to export. I have exported 11 categories. So I'm going to say done, and of course there it is, and we see user admin. That is how I'm signed in right now. Now I can go and find that in my files. I'm sorry, it's just on my other window. So now we're going to see that I have exported information with the attributes, with the categories that I asked for, relays, controllers, and electromechanical. And then it has all of this information, the attributes that are on it, everything that you would need to load back in. So again, we have all of the categories, what is on those is in terms of the attributes, the display order, if it's key, if it's required, and any other information, as I mentioned, that we would use to import something in, you now are able to export right back out.